So as yes, this happened to me, but also my concern is for other members as well, because I've never ever encountered an organization that would do such a thing, would breach their own confidentiality clause and do such a thing and be so slanderous in their actions and careless, just absolutely careless, because when you're dealing with a sociopath and a narcissist, which is Joreal, Devante, Hemoc, Xelup, they do behaviors like this, yet he claims to be there for indigenous people. He claims to respect matriarchs. Well, thus far, I've not seen that in any of his actions. Drugs being dealt out of place, and I'm thinking to myself, I got to get out of here. I'm seeing Joreal Devante, aka Hemoc Xelup, in a constant state of being high. I'm sitting up here trying to talk business with him, saying you need to secure these member files because they're in a Walmart bin right now in his daughter's room. And I said, you know, you need to have people signing documents to make sure that they have a clearance before they deal with these people's personal information. And he's dismissing everything I'm saying. I'm literally there, cleaned up, me, you, someone that we literally cleaned up his home so that it can actually be an office. In the midst of all of the other stuff, I encountered sexual harassment from him while he's asking me. Now, mind you, I'm the only woman at the time there. And he feels the need to say in front of nothing but men and ask me if I wanted to hold his balls.
Wow.
Okay. He had pretty much everything that someone would do to try to brainwash someone, he had going on. Sleep deprivation, light deprivation. You know, he has like a pimp mentality, and sometimes it works on people, but it didn't work on me. So that was a problem too. That was a problem too that he had with me. He could not manipulate me or control me like he is currently controlling the people that he have around him in his camp right now.
Oh, wow. Like differentiate between that?
Right. Okay. So the laws have always been in place before NAAIP. So as I said before, keep moving forward with that, the restoration of your true bloodline. That has nothing to do with NAAIP. They are not the savior, okay? You are your own savior. You just have to put in the work. So keep moving forward with that. How the unfortunate thing is that there is someone who is running the organization that has some severe issues. That is what the real problem is. I'm not saying the organization has a problem. I'm saying the person who's running the organization has a problem. Now, if you are a member, you should be asking questions. You should be asking for proof of the responses to the claim. You should be asking for proof that you were added to the claim. Pull out your ID card and read it very carefully. And it says tribal member. So the question should be, are you a member of a tribe? Is that what you signed up for? And if so, if you are a member of the tribe, when was that disclosed to you? And what is the name of the tribe? So in any and everything that he says, you should always request proof. Now, if you don't have proof,
if it had been, if they had received it, and of course by the beginning of the week they had. So we decided that we would go up and try to see if we could get the applications back. And when we did, the area was not what we expected. We were expecting it to be at least an office. It was a residential area, not very aesthetically pleasing, so to speak. And we were just like, this can't possibly be where, the place. So my brother knocked on the door, and sure enough, that was it. And a young man stepped out. He was very polite at first, but then as we continued to talk, he was getting upset that we were even there because, I guess they don't want people just showing up. But we just wanted to retrieve the applications. We weren't there to ask any questions or anything. We just wanted the applications. And we explained that the reason why we came there was because whenever we tried to, send correspondence and everything, nothing was ever answered. So, from there, my brother was able to talk to him, and they said that they would send the applications back. And then I called back to find out, when they were going to send them. And there was just this big, thing. The director, he actually came on the phone and he yelled at me for even coming to the house and everything, which I thought was very, unprofessional. He never gave me a chance to speak and let him know, my reasoning or anything like that, or even ask me just professionally, what can I help you with? Well, how can I make you, how can I accommodate your needs? It wasn't professional at all. It was basically just like just him yelling and, hanging up and everything. Sunday night, my mom had received a phone call that that they had processed her application and she should be receiving her membership in 6 to 8 weeks. And she was upset because she had already said that she wanted her information back. And they went ahead and processed it anyway. So now we're stuck trying to figure out if the money orders, if they have been, cashed or what. And they said that they were going to send the money back and everything along with the information because, our family names and everything are, it's on these applications. So now we're just waiting.
Filled out an application about 3 or 4 months ago, and I've been awaiting identification, and I have yet to receive my identification, and that's something I'm puzzled about.
I'm happy you asked that because I'm from Michigan, and I was wondering the same thing.
Actually, the delay on the membership IDs have been across the board. We've actually been developing mechanisms with a number of agencies. We've actually had communications with individuals at Homeland Security, and we are currently preparing to visit Washington, D.C. to meet with the Director of Homeland Security because we need security protocols put in place for our member ID cards. We've had a number of fraudulent activities taking place in the country with groups and individuals duplicating the NAAIP ID card. So we have made some moves to put certain mechanisms in place, but those protections are clearly not enough. When an individual is able to come in and simply insert information into his own data system and create an ID card that's very identical to our ID card for members, and then utilize that in any manner that he chooses. So we've been talking with individuals at Homeland Security to put fraud mechanisms in place. In other words, we're working on some ideas that may include a form of hologram or some sort of emblem that shows that we are working in concert to prevent fraud with Homeland Security. And that this is an effort that we hope you understand as we move forward, that this particular effort not only secures our protections as members of NAAIP collectively, but it protects individuals, and it also protects potential threats against not only us but the United States, because we don't need individuals coming in, foreign or not foreign, pretending to be members and associated with NAAIP. We don't need to be associated with potential terrorists. We don't need to be classified in that particular area. We don't need individuals pretending to be American Aborigine associated with NAAIP. So we've not issued any ID cards to anyone except for a few specialized individuals that that have needed those cards for specialized reasons, and we've held off on everything else because we don't want to reproduce and have to have the members submit additional fees, have us to cover fees that we cannot afford, to actually this week send everybody their ID card, and next month now we have Homeland Security attached to it, and now we have to reissue the ID card. So we've been working on this this particular mechanism for more than 4 or 5 months since the fraud began back in October with some former members that came in and pretended to work and support NAAIP and worked in the office with us here and secreted information and files, and that really sent us on a very serious alert. We experienced death threats. We had to call off trust class and conferences in California because of the fraud and because of the threats. So there have been a number of reasons associated with fraud and with identity theft associated with NAAIP and our membership. So we're very, very concerned about the protections of our membership database, and the type of card that our members carry that supports them in the international venue properly across the board. And in working with Homeland Security and other agencies, we're able to have the proper facilitation of interaction between NAAIP members and potential law enforcement or other agencies in the country pertaining to who we are. And we are developing database mechanisms that we will share with membership at a later date once we have concluded the process of what we're doing right now to prevent the frauds. And all the information will be shared once we have completed that particular effort. So I hope that answers the question across the board to you concerning your ID and others, those in Michigan that you spoke about, and we actually have hundreds of people that have not received their ID cards. But again, it's due to the fraud that's been taking place, and we're just trying to put the proper mechanisms in place.
Okay, I was now. While he's doing photo ops at Standing Rock, and while he's posting slanderous things online and lies about me, membership phone calls are not getting answered. Emails are not getting answered. However, he has time to do everything else instead of focusing on his members, which is the focus here.
Okay.
Your members. So yeah, paid $75 last week of August, no ID received. Well, it's probably going to be a minute before you receive that ID, because literally now let's deal with the ID. He purposely holds back IDs because it does not take that long to produce IDs, because I know the company that he uses.
Mhm.
It does not take that long to produce IDs. He purposely holds back the IDs.